Hello, hello. Hope you're enjoying the day so far. One of the great things about this kind of virtual format is we get to check in and go behind the scenes with some of our favorite performers. And 2 years ago, we had just an incredible talk and performance from magician Stuart MacDonald. So as someone who's in front of audiences, makes their living in live theater, tell me about how the last 6-9 months have been for you.
Wow. I could go on for an hour. It was crazy. The disease was chasing me all over the world. I was in China in November, and then I was on 2 cruise ships in January, and then Arizona, and then I ended up in Los Angeles at the Magic Castle. And during my last show, the last week I was there, the manager came up and said, "That's it, everybody out." So by the time we landed back at Detroit Metro, my entire tour was canceled. I was on a world tour. But at the same time, I think I went through what all entertainers go through. You just sort of, the rug is pulled out from underneath you, and you aren't allowed to do anything for what was it, almost 2 weeks. We couldn't go anywhere. And we were only thinking about survival and toilet paper. For some reason, it was toilet paper. And it wasn't until April that I got a call from the Croswell Opera House in my local hometown, and their schedule was blown up as well. And they wanted something to come on stage, and so they figured that they would bring in my magic show, they would film it, and then they would stream it. And I said, that's no different than watching television. It should be interactive. I said, well, if it's going to be interesting, I have to have a character that is stronger than me. So I came up with Richard Preston. So I created this crazy idea. He was the best entertainer on the planet, so he was cryogenically frozen. He actually is sort of like Austin Powers and Forrest Gump rolled into one. But I was unfrozen to bring the world back together. That's what this character is all about.
So, when you spoke at TEDxDetroit 2 years ago, you kind of gave your talk as Stuart, and then you transformed into this character. What does a character allow you to do that you can't do as yourself?
This character, stronger than me and more meaningful than just Stuart MacDonald doing tricks. His magic influenced all these historical events. And during that period of time, when I'm doing these tricks, I'm relating the tricks to some really big historical moments, like Marilyn Monroe singing to the President Kennedy at the Madison Square Garden. She was late when she was being announced, and she would never show up until the 3rd time she was announced. Well, it was because I was showing her a card trick backstage, because that's Richard Preston's style. He was just this cool guy.
So I have to ask you, because behind you, a lot of people are proud of their industry awards. You can have an Oscar, you can have an Emmy. You have the greatest named award in all entertainment, the big FU. Oh.
Right over there.
Penn and Teller fan, you fooled Penn and Teller.
I don't know what that element is, so you fooled us.
Thank you so much. Is that your proudest moment, or was it the World Series of Magic? What's the pinnacle for you?
Wow, that was a big one. That was I'll admit that was one of the biggest moments. I've had so many this past year. When I was in China, I was competing in the World Performing Arts Festival. There was people from all over the world performing, and I got 2nd place. That's pretty cool. And then, winning the International Championships of Magic for the International Brotherhood of Magicians, that was a pretty good feather in my cap. But I always talk about the TEDx. I said that one's a huge milestone for me. It was at the Masonic, and there was almost 4,000, 5,000 people there. That was impressive. It was intimidating, but it was one of those moments that you just never forget.
Well, your performances are always impressive, and I love talking to you even out of character is great. But I feel like we can't transition. We need the voice of God. Christopher, can you please welcome to the stage the world's greatest magician, Richard Preston?
Please welcome to the TEDx stage the world's greatest magician, Richard Preston.
Hi there. I'm Richard Preston, magician to the stars. Well, you know, I was brought up in the Great Depression, and we didn't have a lot of hooch around. And my grandma, Aletha, she was really fun. She would like to throw great parties. And she was one of the very few people in the neighborhood that she ran liquor during Prohibition. She was quite a classy lady. But this is what she would do. She would pour one shot and put it in the window as if it was a pie waiting to cool off. But she would let it waft into the afternoon air and let people catch wind of it. It was either gin or rum or some spicy thing. And then when someone would knock on the door, she would say, "Oh, another guest. We need more liquor." So she would pour a larger drink. Now remember, that's just a 1 ounce shot. Going all the way over here to 12 ounces was no problem for Aletha. 32 ounces, not a problem. And that's how we threw our parties during the Great Depression. She was quite a lady. She was also a Wiccan.